Hi everyone, so today we are going to present our topic in Ethics and OSHE subject. I would like to present our group members for the characters of this topic. Izzuddin, Izzati, Suryana, Annabelle, and lastly Afik. This is our topic for today. We are going to discuss about industrialization and environmental protection. Firstly, what is meant by ethics? So we can say ethics is the system of moral principles. Next, it is the principles of right or wrong. And it is principles of conduct governing behavior of an individual or a group. However, when does a person's behavior ethical? It's when does what is best for oneself. Next, has good intentions, no matter how things turn out. Does what is best for everyone, and lastly, does what is ethical.
These are the situation of the ethical problems. This is John, the manager. This is Ethan, MIS officer. The Environment Protection Act Compliance Monitoring Team is about to visit a major electronic industry accused of dumping its lead pest hazardous materials in a duct well which contaminated the groundwater and posed health hazard to the local resident. The manager of the industry asked the MIS officer to change the data in its system to show that it is complying with all the existing law of hazardous waste dump. Ethan, can you change the data in the system to show that we did not break any rules on polluting the river? I'm afraid I cannot do that, sir, and that will consider breaking the laws and also unethical for me to change the data.
When the Management Information System officer was asked again to do the same act, he demanded the order in written form. Can you give this order in written form, sir? But Ethan, potentially penalty of the breach of the law can severely damage the industry financial condition, and industry may be bankrupt. Look, Ethan, if the changes are made in the database and we are successful in averting penalty, I promise that I will make sure that the water treatment plant provide the clean water to the local resident and also install proper hazardous waste management system. Thereafter, this will be in the benefit of the industry, the local residents and the industry employees. Also a win-win situation. I'm sorry, sir. That cannot be done. And I'm just following the ethical rules which may protect the environment and also the local resident for any further damage.
Question and answer based on the situation. Do you consider the demand of the manager moral and ethical? In this case, no. Professional obligation number 1 and 2 shall apply to the engineer code of ethics. As an ethical engineer, the manager should not tell the MIS officer to adjust the device detail because of the health risk to local with the contaminated groundwater. Suppose to the manager should ask him about the possible punishment for the violation of the legislation to the industry. Was it okay for the MIS officer to ask for the written order? Yes, it's relevant. If the MIS officer to ask for the written order, the MIS officer can refer to the Code I Fundamental Canon number 1, which is whole paramount of the safety, health and welfare of the public. So that why the MIS officer cannot change the data in this system because it involves to the local resident health. Since changing the data seems to benefit of all the parties, should the MIS officer complete to the demand? MIS officer cannot comply to the demand since it would violate the rule and regulation. Based from the NSPE, engineers shall issue public statement only in an objective and truthful manner.
If the MIS officer did not comply and the industry went bankrupt, what is the degree of responsibility of the MIS officer for the joblessness of the employees? The answer is engineers should check with you the currency of facts and data before he signs. If you are the MIS officer, what will you do in this condition and why? If I am the MIS officer, I will not listen to the manager demands because what's wrong is wrong, even if he tries to cover by demanding to change the data in the system. The manager should follow professional obligation number 2, which is engineers should acknowledge their errors and should not distort or alter the fact. This is because the manager should know how to handle waste management which could harm the environment and practice safe environmental disposal of waste. In this case, the manager should get his penalties for the industry doing wrong, and with this letting the law decide the punishment for industry and make them treat the river.
As a conclusion, decisions making by engineers usually have serious consequences to people, often to multitudes of people. Other than that, ethic and ethical reasoning guide decision making. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.